2 years ago, we told you the story of 2-month-old baby Sadie, born with a congenital heart defect that had suddenly turned lethal.
Just had complete heart failure.
And she needed a surgery right away.
This was the scariest.
Parents Wendy and Leor Ruttenberg were with their tiny infant at Seattle Children's.
There were so many tubes and wires coming out of her.
Oh my goodness.
But the morning we met Sadie, it was a different story.
It's a different baby.
It is totally
really
different,
is.
Sadie.
These leaflets will open and close, and that allows the blood flow to go through the valve.
That's because their doctor, Seattle Children's chief cardiac surgeon Jonathan Chen, had the brilliant idea of installing the smallest heart valve ever used in a newborn.
She has this a congenital problem called an atrioventricular canal defect, and that's where you have a big hole in your upstairs chamber of your heart, a big hole in the downstairs chamber, and one common valve between the two.
But at 3 months, Sadie was still too small for even the tiniest valve, so she was kept in ICU for months, slowly growing so that she would be big enough for the new valve.
When her valve finally reached the size, like 14.5 millimeters on the echocardiogram, we said, now's the time to go and replace her valve.
The new 15-millimeter valve made by Abbott Labs was part of a study to make sure it was safe. Sadie would be the first in the nation to receive one as part of that study.
And it was difficult. You don't know if it's really going to work. It's part of a trial. It's not FDA approved.
It conceptually seems straightforward to take a big valve and make it smaller, but every time you make changes to things like that, you do change the risk of clot forming on the valve in little kids.
The operation, a success, and so was the study.
You look at her today, and you look at this, cute little girl, you wouldn't realize that she's been through 5 open heart surgeries now. She's such a happy, tough, resilient little girl.
Sadie has already had a larger valve implanted, and it's expected that she'll have at least 2 more as she continues to grow.
10 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to keep Sadie alive. So this Abbott valve and the clinical trial, the FDA approval means so much to us. It helped us have a family.
To have this available on the shelf is a huge advance for us. We can be much more aggressive and intervene earlier on the mitral valve of kids because we know we have something that should all attempts be unsuccessful, at least we know we can replace it.
She's so full of life. Some other kids are just going through the motions. She just has this inherent love for almost anything she does. She just throws herself right into it. She'll tell you about how Dr. Chen put a sparkle in her heart. Things that you don't expect from a 3-year-old.
I told her parents, I was like, she can be president of the United States, she can be a couch potato, she can do whatever she wants. Hopefully she'll become a sullen teenager, and then she'll become a really grateful adult, and she'll be right on target with all the other kids.
The Abbott valve was officially approved for use just within the last month, but Dr. Chen thinks that one day, in the near future, stem cells will be harvested and used to make a heart valve. Something like that would grow with the child, so they would never have to have open heart surgery again. As Dr. Chen himself said, how great would that be? For HealthLink, I'm Amity Idrisi.